Perfect.
Okay. Billy, 2-0 down at half time. Were you pleased to come out of this with a draw at the end?
Yeah, of course. 2-0 down. It was an awful first half performance. We started the game quite bright, first 10 minutes. Had a lot of corners, had a lot of throws, had a lot of pressure in their box, but didn't get anything out of it. Then again, we gave a cheap goal away, another poor goal. Second one was an even worse one. So we go in at 2-0 at half time, and like I say, we're very, very poor. I wasn't very pleased about what we'd seen. And then we see the other side of us, where suddenly we're winning first contacts, winning second contacts. We're getting some quality into Matty Reid. We're getting people showing a bit more desire to get round him. We're getting a bit more desire for players to get back in and defend properly, all through the team. And then we look like a side again, which is fair play to the players. I've just said to them, fair play to them, but it's not a massive pat on the back. We shouldn't put ourselves in that position first half. But they've turned it round, and we managed to get a point from the game.
But yeah, it was a commendable spirit to 2-0 down. It looked, as you say, the heads were down at half time. You must have given them quite a half-time team talk there, Billy, to get the sort of reaction you saw in the second half.
You wouldn't want to be in the changing room, put it that way.
No.
I don't think anybody wanted to be in there, because the words need to be said sometimes, because we've praised these players for that grit and determination and desire, but like I say, it was far from it first half. What this football club is actually built on is it's built on determination. It's built on a fight against the odds, a fight against far bigger teams than us. It's about desire. Everything about this place is about desire and that willingness. And first half wasn't acceptable, and I've said I won't have it again.
No,
not having it again. Whoever's picked for the next game, we expect to come out the traps and be better than we were first half.
It's that inconsistency
Absolutely.
in level of performance that's cost us. They're probably why we're not in the top 10 now. Would you agree with that, Billy?
It's cost us why we're not knocking on the playoff doors, which would be unbelievable for our club. But that's the reason. I look at other teams, I envy them, because I sometimes think, we should be a lot better than where we are, because the amount of points we've thrown away because of the inconsistencies this season. Everybody can say that. You can say that every season, but we really, this season, we have thrown so many points away.
Yes.
I think at least 15 points away from being in situations where we should do better.
Sure, yeah.
But like I said, the plus side, they got something out of the game where, half time it looked as if it was never going to be. But we got a point, which is an important point.
Yeah. And the second half, we saw what could be called a masterclass in centre forward play from Matt Reid. When you say you got the quality service, but he showed how to use that when he got it and scored one.
I've said before, Matty Reid is the best target man in this league. As an out-and-out target man, he's the best target man in this league. Yeah. He doesn't get protection again. We've had 3 penalty appeals. We're at home. We've had 3 penalty appeals. We've had 2 for handball, and he's been clearly shoved in the back because the centre half's got the wrong side. You can see it, I can see it, and I keep going on about it. I really don't know what to do about it, because every single game it's not a small injustice with Matty Reid. It's a big injustice with him. He gets very little protection, and I've said this. If you look back, becoming monotonous, but every single game there is a big decision on Matty Reid that doesn't get given.
Yeah, I was going to say, how many times have we seen that in the box?
We've seen it in the box. Matty Reid touches somebody in the box, it's a free kick. Yeah. He has been shoved, pulled, stood on. He gets dragged to the ground, and we haven't had nothing all season with him. Nothing. And again, you'll see the video again. He gets pushed in the back. The centre half's got the wrong side. He's the wrong side, and he literally lifts 2 hands and puts it into his back. Yeah. It's a penalty, but we'd never get it. Home away, probably we get more away from home.
Yes.
We actually get more decisions away from home on it. We never, sometimes for some reason here don't get anything.
No.
But we have to keep going. We have to keep fighting. We have to keep doing the things. One day we might get. One day Matty, he must be so frustrated because I am. So what does he feel like every game when he's out on the pitch?
I think for it to be evened up, we'd be looking for about 4 or 5 in one game.
Exactly.
To get to,
well, you know, if I'm frustrated, how does he feel?
Yeah.
But that's life. That's the way it is. It's not going to change. It doesn't seem to be changing. We've had enough games now, 30 odd games for it to change. So it ain't going to change now.
Yeah.
I think the referee thinks it. I've said to referees before, if he was 5'10", would you be able to manhandle him like that if he was 5'10"?
Yeah.
The answer's no. You won't be able to touch him if he was 5'10", but because he's 6'4" and he weighs whatever he weighs, he's fair game.
Yeah.
Seems that's the new rule, I think.
Yes, it seems like it, Billy. Yes.
I missed the FA. I must have missed the FA memo.
So did I. Yes, yeah. That one passed me by as well, Billy.
We'll see.
Anyway, we seem to have said this before, Billy, but 2 tough away games coming up, of course. Hereford and Kidderminster. 2 very tough games, obviously. Again, in big grounds against big crowds, both quality opposition as well. Do you think we have to show surely the spirit we showed in the second half today to get something from those games?
Well, yeah, we do. We have to show the spirit, but we have to show our maturity, and we have to show collectiveness to defend all over the pitch. You know, first half, the reason why we're 2-0 down because we didn't defend all over the pitch. You know, it's okay. You're always going to look at the defensive back line, the 4. But no, the defensive back line, yes, it wasn't great, but all over the pitch we didn't defend properly first half. Our shape was wrong first half. It's a lot of times we were living 3 on 3. We were living 3 up and 3 men up front. Yeah. Against their 3 centre halves. We've not asked our players to do that. And that's where some of the things came. Some of the goals came from because our shape was wrong. Yeah. So what we've got to do now is make sure that we start the game correctly against Hereford. They've had a good result today. Just looked at the results. They've had a great result today. Kidderminster have had a good result today. But I've said before, we've always got to make sure that we're right. And if we take our jobs and we do our jobs and we take the information on board and we stick to our task, then we've got a good side.
And we've shown we can trouble anybody in this division if
we've shown we can beat. We've said before we can beat. Team that you like, if we're at it, if we've got personnel, if we're at it, hopefully the injuries will recover. Obviously today it's difficult when you haven't got Josh Wild, when you haven't got Conor Branson,
and Don Smith.
Don Smith, our skipper, who's played every minute of every game virtually this season, and you haven't got 3 players like that. It's difficult. Yeah. It's difficult for the best teams when they lose 2 or 3 players. But we've showed what this club's about in the second half.
Sure.
A bit like Telford, but what we can't do is keep giving people two goals head start because it will bite us like it's done before. We can't. We 2-0 down against Telford away from home. We end up winning 3-2. Today we should have won the game. Bales has had that one where it's come across and it hits him in anywhere else. It hits him in the thigh, it hits him in the stomach. He pushes it in. It's hitting here and it's not gone in.
Yeah.
But we can't produce the first half and get away with it every game.
No. Let's hope we don't have to do that against those two games.
Okay.
Thank you again for your time, Billy.
Thanks. Cheers.